Hello, I'm Matty T, and welcome back to my channel. Now, to those of you who are returning subscribers, you probably are used to hearing me open up with, welcome back to another episode of Matty T's Twin Flame Guidance. But I didn't do that today because today's reading is general. It is general. It is not specific to anyone on a twin flame journey, soulmates. It is not specific to love per se or relationships or anything like that. Today is a very special 1212 portal message. 1212 portal messages from Spirit that you need to hear, okay? Now, these are 1212 portal messages from Spirit because today is Friday, December 12th, 2025, okay? December is the 12th month, and we're at the 12th day of the 12th month, hence the 1212 portal. Now, you all know how portal energies work. These energetic portals tend to open up a few days before we hit the peak of that energy, which is typically that day that is going to be a repeating number day. And then they tend to stay open a few days after that date is passed. So, doesn't matter. Whenever you see this message, that is exactly when you are supposed to see it. So please keep in mind that these are general messages and they're specific to, or they're going to be specific to anybody. It doesn't have to be, anyone on any twin flame journey or anything like that. Now, I'm also considering changing the channel name because if I continue to get these types of downloads, I'm going to have to change it because this is not specific to anyone on the twin flame journey. Now, let me move on. So 1212 portal messages that you need to hear from Spirit today. So before I get started, I want to announce a giveaway, a very special giveaway, my first giveaway on this channel. Thank you to those of you who are returning subscribers. And if you are new to this channel, welcome. Today's I don't like the word lucky. Today's a fortunate day for you, okay? Because today, in light of or in alignment with this 1212 energy, this 1212 portal, I'm going to be giving away 12, or I'll be doing 12 giveaways. So let me explain to you what that's going to be. Actually, no. I'll tell you about it at the end of today's video. So you're going to have to watch all the way to the end to find out how you can qualify to be one of those fortunate people, because I'm going to give away 12 books, either ebook. Now, if you want the printed, well, let me wait till the end. I will make the announcement at the end or on how you can be involved in that giveaway, okay? You have to watch all the way to the end. If you don't watch this to the end, you're not going to get the info. So let me get started. Now, this video will be time-stamped, so you can click on whatever messages are going to resonate with you the most. I am going to be today doing how are we going to do this? I am going to open up by reading some scripture, believe it or not. I know a lot of people think, okay, well, tarot and the Bible don't go together. Numerology and the Bible don't go together. Astrology and the Bible don't go together. That is absolutely 100% incorrect, okay? For those of you that are familiar with the original Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, when you look at the High Priestess card, the High Priestess Major Arcana, when you zoom in on what she has on her lap, it is actually a Torah. And I've also done another video on my normal channel, my regular channel, Matt D. Talford, where I broke down the similarities between the energetic and vibrational similarities between tarot and Torah. You guys can go and check that out on my channel. Maybe I'll put a link to it underneath this video in the comments. Now, so today I'm going to open up by reading 2 passages of scripture. Again, in honor of the 1212 portal or in alignment with the 1212 portal, I'm going to be reading, how am I going to do this? Okay, the 12th book of the Bible, if you go in table of contents order from starting at Genesis, going down through Revelation, the 12th book is 2 Kings. So I will be reading 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 12. And actually, after I read verse 12, I'm going to back up and give you all the context and read 1 through 12. But I want to hit that 12 and 12 because you guys may want to write that down because there's going to be a very powerful message in that for somebody. Secondly, I will read a passage from the New Testament, and that'll be the 12th chapter of the book of Matthew, which is the first book of the New Testament. So I'll be reading Matthew 12 and 12, okay? So we're going to have 2 passages of scripture, 2 Kings 12 and 12 and Matthew 12 and 12. Now, I have pre-read those, and let me tell you something. Those 2 passages are powerfully in alignment with the energy of this portal. No coincidences in the universe. No coincidences whatsoever. So after I'm done with that, I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards. That the number 12 tarot card. We're going to read that description, and then the 12th major arcana card, which is actually the number 11 card. We're going to read the description of that, and then what do? We're going to do a little numerology here too. 12 portal. 12 plus 12 is 24. 2 plus 4 reduces to 6, okay? So when you do a numerological reduction of today's month and day number, 12, it adds up to 24, and 24 reduces down to 6. So with that, I'm going to be reading or giving you guys a description of 4 of the minor arcana. All 4 6 cards, we're going to be doing that. Give you the description of those cards. You're going to see how all of this beautifully plays together. I've previewed this information, and y'all, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing how all of this connects. So today's a very powerful portal. I'm so happy you guys are here watching with me. And then to close out, or as we progress through rather, I'm going to pull, I've pre-shuffled the cards, okay? I'm working with 2 decks today, 12. So I'm working with 2 decks. The first deck is the Oceanic Tarot deck. You guys have seen me read or pull from that deck on this channel before. And the second deck is the Waite Smith deck. So what I'm going to do is now these have been pre-shuffled. I've shuffled them 12 times. Each deck I've shuffled 12 times, and then I cut the deck, okay? So I'm going to pull the 12th card from the bottom of the Oceanic Tarot deck, and then I'm going to pull the 12th card from the top of the Waite Smith deck. And there's going to be a message in there for somebody, okay? I don't know. These are general collective readings, so if it does not apply, toss it. It's not you. Don't try to make it fit. We don't hand jam anything over here. If these messages resonate with you, you're going to feel it in your heart, okay? It's going to hit somewhere. It's going to resonate with you. You're going to feel it within your energy body in one of those chakras, okay? All right? So, and then we're going to close out with an oracle card reading. I'm going to, actually 2 oracle cards, because we're in that double energy, 12. So I'm going to read the 12th card, the 12th chronological card from the Rose Oracle deck. And then because I've shuffled that deck 12 times, I'm going to pull the 12th card off the top of the deck, okay? And we'll see what that is. If it's the grandmother's card again, then you guys won't need another message, okay? The grandmother's card is the 12th card of that Rose Oracle deck, all right? If we pull the grandmother's card again, then you guys not going to need to read it, okay? Not going to need anything else. So that's it. Without further ado, you all, I'm going to sip this water, and we're going to jump right in, okay? I'm so excited to give that book to do that book giveaway, you all. I'll explain how to be, eligible, how to make yourself eligible, what you got to do to get to make yourself eligible. I don't want to say eligible. What's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. We'll get to it. We'll get to that, y'all. I'm excited. This is my first giveaway in this channel, and I'm super excited to allow you guys to read my work. Okay, now let's jump right in. We are going to. I'm just going to pull it up on the screen here, and maybe I'll put it on the screen. Maybe so you guys don't have to just sit here and watch me read. Perhaps I'll put the image on the screen, and then you guys can read along. Okay. So let's go now to the book of 2 Kings, which is the 12th chronological. If you're looking at the table of contents, it's the 12th book of the Old Testament. So we're going to go 2 Kings, chapter 12, and verse 12. Thank you all for being here today. I wanted to do something fun today. Normally we do the all signs readings on the weekend, but with this being the 12-12 portal, it's all about alignment. So I wanted to be in alignment with that energy. Now, 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 12. And to the masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timber and hewed stone, to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. Now let me go back and read verses 1 through 12 to give you guys the context. But already I think some of you are hearing what you probably needed to hear, which is repair the breaches, okay? So the energy of this portal today, you all, the energy of this portal that we're going through is that whatever has been broken in your life prior to this portal, on the other side of this portal, it is repaired, baby. It is repaired. That's a very powerful message for somebody, all right? Now let's 12 that's double. For some reason that saying that they used to say in church when I was younger rings a bell. He's going to give you double for your trouble, all right? I hope you guys are excited. I'm excited. I hope you guys can tell. Let's get it, all right? 2 Kings chapter 12, let's read now verses 1 through 12. In the 7th year of Jehu, Jehoash began to reign. And 40 years reigned he in Jerusalem. And his mother's name was Zibiah of Beersheba. And Jehoash did that which was right in the sight of the Lord all his days, wherein Jehoiada the priest instructed him. Jehoiada, okay? Jehoiada the priest instructed him. But the high places were not taken away. The people still sacrificed and burnt incense in the high places, okay? Now, this was talking about burning incense to false gods and that sort of thing, okay? That's what this is referring to. Verse 4, and Jehoash said to the priests, all the money of the dedicated things that is brought into the house of the Lord, even the money of everyone that passes the account, the money that every man is set at, and all the money that cometh into any man's heart to bring into the house of the Lord, let the priests take it to them, every man of his acquaintance, and let them repair the breaches of the house, wheresoever any breach shall be found. Repair, breach. Verse 6, but it was so that in the 23 year of King Jehoash, the priests had not repaired the breaches of the house. Then King Jehoash called for Jehoiada the priest, and the other priests, and said unto them, why repair ye not the breaches of the house? Why aren't you guys doing that work? Now, therefore, receive no more money of your acquaintance, but deliver it for the breaches of the house. So at this point, he says, stop collecting money because you guys aren't doing anything yet. Verse 8, and the priests consented to receive no more money of the people, neither to repair the breaches of the house. Okay? But Jehoiada, the priest, took a chest and bored a hole in the lid of it, and set it beside the altar, on the right side, as one cometh into the house of the Lord. And the priest that kept the door put therein all the money that was brought into the house of the Lord. So they put all that money in that chest that had the hole in it. And it was so, when they saw that there was much money in the chest, that the king's scribe and the high priest came up, and they put up in bags, and told the money that was found in the house of the Lord. So they accounted for it, counted it all up, and said, this is how much we got. Verse 11, and they gave the money, being told, into the hands of them that did the work, that had the oversight of the house of the Lord. And they laid it out to the carpenters and the builders that wrought upon the house of the Lord, or that did the work, okay? And then verse 12, and to masons and hewers of stone, and to buy timber and hewed stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. So they were collecting money. For a while they were collecting money. It seemed like no work was getting done. This is for somebody. Put it where it goes, okay? All that time they were collecting the money. There was supposed to be work that was getting done to repair what was broken, but nothing was happening. Nothing was happening. Some of y'all have been under the crunch with money and just trying to make your way. Some of y'all have had things that you needed to do that for the last 12 years, perhaps, since we're talking about the 12-12 portal. Some of you can probably count back 12 years ago, which was 2013, oddly enough. 2013 was a powerful year for me, but I'm not sharing my story here. We're talking to you guys. Some of you, for the last 12 years, perhaps, have been struggling. You had things that you needed to get done. Maybe you were trying to set aside money for it, but something else came up and you couldn't use that money for it or whatever. Y'all, what this chapter is telling me is that somebody is about to get an influx of money to do the things that you've always wanted to do, or to do the things that you have always needed to do. Okay? I'm going to read that 12:12 again, and then we're going to shut it down and move on to the next scripture. Okay? So they've collected the money. The priests have counted it up. This is how much we have. This is the work that needs to be done. So they said, hey, let's take this to the carpenters, the builders. And then verse 12 says, and to masons and hewers of stone, people that did stonework, and to buy timber and hewed stone to repair the breaches of the house of the Lord, and for all that was laid out for the house to repair it. So they got the general contractors together, the contractors that did the work, and they said, hey, this money is for you guys to buy the stone, buy the timber, whatever it is that you need to do to repair this structure, okay? So some of y'all are getting repaired. Some of your lives are getting repaired. Some of you guys' lives are being upgraded. It could be some automobile issues you guys have been having. It could be issues with your home. Maybe your home needed to be renovated. Maybe some of you need new homes. Maybe somebody's got a new house getting built. I don't know what your situation is. Maybe some of you have been having relationship challenges for the last 12 years that perhaps were somehow connected to money, okay? But this is a very auspicious time for you during this 12-12 portal, and this scripture right here is saying it, okay? So look for that to happen for you. Look for it, count it yours, claim it, okay? Claim this energy during this portal. Energetic portals are so important, you all. Energetic portals are so important because portals are like doorways. They're like store hours is a better way. Portals are like store hours. You can only get in and get what you need out of that store during the hours that that store is open. If you wait for it to close, then you miss out on that opportunity. Energetic portals are the same way. You have to take advantage of those energetic portals because energetic portals are cosmic and energetic alignments, okay? They happen all the time. But when these alignments are in place, you have to take advantage of these alignments, okay? Now, let's move on to the next passage of scripture, which comes from the book of Matthew, which is the first book of the New Testament. Okay, let's go there. Matthew 12 and 12. And again, these will be time-stamped. Thank you all for being here. Matthew 12 and 12, okay? Matthew 12 and 12. I'm going to read this scripture, and then I'll back it up to give you context. How much then is a man better than sheep? Wherefore, it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. So he's saying here, it's okay to do something good on the Sabbath day. Now, y'all know how seriously the ancient Israelites took the Sabbath, and even the modern day people who practice Judaism, how sacred that Sabbath day is, right? Because that was one of the laws of Moses. Hey, remember the Sabbath and keep it holy. That was one of the 10 Commandments, right? But in this particular story, pardon me, that was confirmation burp. In this particular story, the Messiah and his disciples are doing something on the Sabbath day, and the religious establishment is not happy about it, okay? So now let's go back for context and read this, because when I pre-read this, I said, wow, this is for somebody. Let me read this, okay? And this is not religious. You guys that know me from my other channel, you guys know I don't claim any religion, okay? My background is Christianity, of course. My background is the Bible, of course, but I no longer claim any religion. I don't claim ties or being tied down to any religion. I'm simply a spiritual being having a human experience, just like the rest of you watching this video. Now, Matthew 12 and 1 through 12. We're going to read this, and then we're going to move on to the cards, okay? At that time, and I'm going to read it the way it was written because I know different people say Yeshua, Yashia, whatever. I'm just going to read what's here, okay? At that time, Jesus went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were hungry, and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have you not read what David, reference to King David, have you not read what David did when he was hungry, and they that were with him? How he entered into the house of God and did eat the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests. Or have you not read in the law how that on the Sabbath days the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? So he said, haven't you read that the priests who work in the temple, they profane or defile the Sabbath day themselves, but nobody holds them accountable? So he's calling them out at this point. Verse 6, But I say unto you that in this place is one greater than the temple that you're standing in. But if you had known what this meaneth, I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. In other words, if you knew what it means to have mercy and that I will have mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned somebody that really did nothing wrong. Okay? Verse 8, For the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath day. And when he was departed from there, he went into their synagogue. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. Okay, this man's he's crippled or whatever. His hand's got maybe rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know. He's got something going on with his hand. Verse 10 again. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. So they're trying to set him up. And he said unto them, What man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? Wherefore it is lawful to do well on the Sabbath days. So he's basically saying, he's calling them out. He said, y'all are trying to basically, what's the word I'm looking for? You guys are trying to ridicule or criticize or hold me in blame for working with this man or trying to heal this man that came to me with a withered hand on the Sabbath day. You're trying to say, hey, I can't. You're asking me, hey, is it lawful to do something on a Sabbath day here? Say it so we can stone you. So he put the ball in their court. If you had a sheep and that sheep fell into a pit, would you not go in there and get that sheep out, or would you leave him overnight and risk his death? He's calling them out there. He said, okay. So he probably got silence, which meant compliance, okay, which meant they agreed with him. And so he comes back and says, all right then. So if through your silence you are telling me that you would go ahead and pull your sheep out of that hole on the Sabbath day, how much better is a man than a sheep? So what I'm telling you is, it's perfectly fine to do something good on the Sabbath day. All right? Now, that was Matthew 12 and 12, and then I went back and read Matthew 12 and 1 through 12. That was your 12. Those were your 12 portal scriptures. Let me break down why I think that Matthew 12 and 12 applies during this portal, during this powerful alignment. What he is basically saying is, it is okay to go against and break the rules when it makes sense to do so and it doesn't harm anybody. Now, here's why that's important. Look at this Pluto transit that we're in right now. A little bit of astrology here. Pluto is in the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius is the rebel with a cause. Aquarian energy is about breaking the rules when it makes sense to do so. If the rules that are in place are not for the good of everyone or the good of people in general, Aquarius says, now, we need to innovate. We need to rewrite these rules. We need to break these rules because they don't make sense. All right? So the message here is clear on this 12/12 portal day. Some of you are coming into the knowledge that, hey, you have been under or you've placed yourself under some restriction that makes absolutely zero sense. And you need to go against the rule. You need to say, hey, you know what? That doesn't work for me. I am going to do something different. I'm going to do something that makes sense, that does not cause harm to anybody. If anything, it's probably going to help somebody. That's the message here from Matthew 12 and 12. The Messiah is saying, hey, it's perfectly fine. It's okay. It is lawful to do well on the Sabbath day. In other words, the Sabbath day was all about a rule. Don't do any work on the Sabbath day. And he's showing how many have broken those rules. Many people break those rules when it's convenient for them. It's like the establishment or the keeper of the rules break these rules all the time when it's okay for them to do so, but they want you to follow the very rules that they break. So what the message is today for somebody watching this is, you have restricted yourself or held yourself down by some rule that absolutely is working against you and working against your wellness. And the message of this Matthew 12 and 12 is telling you it's okay to do something that is good. It's okay to break the rules when it is actually good. It's okay to break a rule that doesn't make sense. Okay? It's okay to look at those that aren't keeping the rules themselves and say, hey, you're not keeping the same rule that you're trying to hold me to. Okay? That's a very powerful message for somebody. I'm not going to do any more on that. I am now going to move on to the number 12 card description, okay? So now we're going to move over to the tarot cards on this 12/12 portal. I hope you guys are enjoying this message so far. Don't forget to hit that like button for me, okay? I know a lot of times when we're watching our favorite readers, we get caught up in the subject matter and we forget to hit that like button. Do not forget to hit that like button for me, okay? Thank you. Now, let's see, where are we? We're about 23 minutes in. Good time, making good time. So the number 12 card in the tarot deck is the Hanged Man, okay? I'm going to show you the image, and then I'm just going to read the description from the book, okay? I know what this energy is, but a lot of times we use shorthand when we're reading tarot. But today on this 12/12 portal, I want you guys to read the book description of the Hanged Man card, because within it, there may be a message for somebody, okay? Here is the image of the Hanged Man, okay? There's the Hanged Man image. Let me go ahead and read that now, okay? I'm going to try to do this without my readers, because once you put these readers on, it kind of just distorts everything, and I don't want to have to keep them on, so let me go. Here we go. The Hanged Man. When you are suspended upside down, there is time to reflect and see things from a new perspective. New energy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, there's some new energy. There's some new things coming in for you guys. There's some new things that are being ushered into your life through this 12/12 portal. Number 12, the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man offers the unusual gift of suspended time. His presence is associated with a time period that is meant to help shift your perception of a situation. The Hanged Man is suspended by one leg, upside down, from the tree of life. His hand appears to be tied behind his back. His free leg is crossed behind the bound leg and appears relaxed and resting. He has nowhere to go, so he is able to sit quietly in reflection, which shows on his face, okay? I'm not going to bring it back up again. He is calm. Talk about distractions. Okay? He is calm, almost pensive, rather than distressed. Yellow illumination surrounds his head, suggesting spiritual enlightenment is occurring during this time of pause. This is a time to surrender, not struggle. Okay? There's a message in that for somebody. The Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, okay? And the Hanged Man is that is Pisces energy as well. For those of you that are wondering, it's Pisces energy, and interestingly enough, Pisces rules over the 12th house. So there could be some Pisces out there that this is definitely connecting with. So if you've got you got Neptune in your 12th house, or you're a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, this definitely could ring true to you. But I thought that was interesting that the number 12 card is a card that is Pisces energy, and Pisces is the rule of the 12th house. There are too many alignments happening today, y'all. Too many alignments. So that's the 12th. That is the Hanged Man. Now, the actual card that is the 12th major arcana is the number 11 card, which is Justice. You got to keep in mind that the major arcana the first card of the major arcana is 0. So the number 12 card is actually the 13th card, meaning that which means then that the number 11 card is the 12th card when we're talking about 0 being the first card. So 12-12, I wanted to read the number 12 card for you guys and then read the 12th card of the major arcana. The 12th card is the Justice card, okay? And there's the image of the Justice card. All right? You guys have seen this before. Now, justice, somebody's got some justice coming. Remember what I said? Somebody's been remember that first passage of scripture where, hey, there's been a lot of things building up, and now's the time for that the breaches in your life are going to be repaired. Okay? Number 12. Justice is served by restoring divine balance through upholding and committing to the truth. The message of this card is that which has been unstable is rebalanced. How about that, y'all? That is the 12th major arcana, the number 11 card, the Justice card. Let me read that again. The message of this card is that which has been unstable is rebalanced. Justice is seated between two pillars, a figure holding the sword of truth in one hand and the scales of justice in the other. The figure appears to be a judge who is committed to remaining objective in her quest for veracity. Her red robe symbolizes being grounded in the material world, while the yellow crown and background peeking out from behind the curtain symbolize her state of harmony with the spiritual elements that exist within the physical realm. The presence of the sword suggests she prefers using logic over emotions, a sentiment echoed by the crown on her head, emphasizing the power of the mind. Okay? Truth and balance is the key here. Truth and balance. And from an astrological standpoint, that Justice card is Libra energy. So some of you all might have Libra in your sun, moon, or ascendant, or you might have a Venus or Mars in Libra or something of that nature. Okay? So that's a very powerful message on this 12-12 portal. Justice is being restored. Justice is being restored. Restoration. You see the message here? Restoration. When we read 2 Kings chapter 12, verses 1 through 12, that was a story of restoration. The temple, the breaches, the holes, the repair work, the temple was being restored. Money was being received and collected so that the temple could be restored. Somebody may be getting some money coming in. Somebody may be doing some home repair. Somebody may be doing some repair of their relationship, okay? Somebody may be doing some repair of their heart chakra. There's a song out there from that movie, The 5 Heartbeats. A heart is a house for love, all right? A heart is a house for love, and I've learned that it don't take much to build it up. Okay? All right? A heart is a house for love. So maybe somebody's heart home is also having the breaches repaired. Y'all, this is some beautiful energy. I hope y'all are soaking this in. Let's go. All right? So, next. Remember? 12-12 portal. 12 plus 12 is 24. 24 reduces to 6. All right? There are 4 minor arcana suites. Cups, swords, wands, and pentacles. 6 times 4 is 24. 12-12. Y'all see that? And it reduces back down to 6. So I am going to explain to you really quick what those 4 minor arcana number 6 cards are so that you all can see if there's a message in there for you. There may be. Okay? Let's start with, let's see. If you want to go by the astrological calendar, the first element is fire because it's Aries, okay? So let's go with the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is a card of victory. When you look at that 6 of Wands on the Waite Smith deck, let me just bring that up really quick. When you look at that 6 of Wands on that Waite Smith deck, what you see is an individual riding in on a horse, victorious and being celebrated. Let me see. Trying to do this over here. Like, okay, that is the number 6 card. Okay, now that individual, that's a card of victory. That is a card of receiving accolades for triumph. Somebody, now, if you know what precedes that 6 of Wands, it is preceded by the 5 of Wands, which is a card of struggle, okay? So in that 6 of Wands energy, you have overcome whatever that struggle was, whatever that challenge was, and now you are being celebrated for being victorious. You're riding in on your white horse, which is white represents purity, right? So you came out of it clean. Whatever you guys have been going through during this portal, understand that through this portal is coming victory, the energy of victory. You guys are going to be celebrated for your hard work. That goes back to the messages we've been receiving all throughout this reading up to this point. Somebody's going to be celebrated for their hard work. You are going to be celebrated and paraded, perhaps. Some of you maybe, I don't want to say put on a pedestal because sometimes people look at that in a negative sense. But, think about these victory parades that you see with these athletes and such. They come in, they've struggled, they've gone a whole season, they went through a playoff, they ended up winning the championship, and then they are being celebrated. So some of you all watching this are going to be celebrated. Some of you all have put that work in, and you have achieved victory against the odds, okay? And when you read that description in that book, it suggests that some of the people that are watching this victor come in during this victory parade on their horse holding up the wreath. They got a wreath on their head. They got a wreath at the top of the wand, and they're holding that wand up in victory saying, hey, I won. I overcame the struggle. The suggestion is some of the people watching are the very ones that were struggling with him, okay? So that brings to mind that passage of scripture that says, thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Some of y'all got some enemies that's going to have to turn around and eat crow. They're going to say, you know what? Nah, they really were that dude. He really was that dude. She really was that girl. She really was that lady. She really was that sister. He really was that brother. Man, I was wrong. Some people are going to have to eat crow and be there celebrating when they didn't want to. Y'all won. Somebody won. This is a great portal. Okay, let's move on next to from Aries. We get to Taurus, right? So that's Pentacles. That's Earth energy. The 6 of Pentacles is what? The 6 of Pentacles is a card of being generous. It's a card of generosity. The 6 of Pentacles, when you look at that image on the screen, it talks about, I ain't gonna say on the screen here. I should probably just do screenshots of what those look like. But anyway, here's the imagery for the 6 of Pentacles. Let me see what that is. Okay, y'all see it. Okay, there's somebody that's got money to give out. They got so much money now, they got money to give. They went from being broke in that 5 of Pentacles scene where they're locked out, they're broke, busted, and disgusted, don't know how they're going to make ends meet, to, hey, you know what? Now I got coin to be able to give out. I got coin to give back. So somebody, and I just mentioned that, we mentioned that, look at the energy, y'all. Look at the synchronicities. We read 2 Kings chapter 12, verse 12, which if you summarize all of those 12 verses, it talks about money coming in and being given to the repair of the breaches in the temple. 6 of Pentacles. You went from being broke in that 5 of Pentacles to that 6 of Pentacles. Now I got money to give out. Somebody got some coin coming in. Somebody is going to go from, hey, can I borrow, to how much you need? Okay? That's great energy for somebody. Let's move on next. What comes after Taurus? Gemini. That's swords energy. So let's go to the Six of Swords. What is the Six of Swords? The Six of Swords is a card of leaving conflict energy behind. Leaving conflict energy behind. And that Five of Swords, you got that mental conflict. You got swords and you got somebody trying to talk you out of something that's yours. You got somebody that's trying to take something that belongs to you. Okay? But what you have in that Six of Swords scene, hey, you know what? I'm turning my back on the conflict. I'm sailing to calmer waters, okay? Sailing away from it. I'm in some good energy. I'm leaving the struggle. I'm leaving the conflict behind. That is the Six of Swords energy. So somebody during this portal, you're going to find out on the other side of this portal is the end to the conflict. The conflict is in your rearview mirror. And in fact, the image in the rearview mirror is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay? So that's beautiful energy for y'all. I'm telling y'all, this 12-12 portal, y'all. This one's special because guess what? It is a 12-12 portal during a 9-year. 9 represents the end of a cycle. We know that there's no such thing as endings. Endings are only new beginnings. The end must come before the new beginning. The end of the old energy has to take place for the new energy to come in. So you got a 12-12 portal happening on a 9-year. That's powerful, y'all. That's powerful. That Six of Swords energy, you're leaving the conflict behind. It's behind you now. You're going to see when you get on the other side of this portal that the waters are much calmer now. Those people, those voices that you had in your ear trying to talk you out of something, they're a thing of the past, okay? And finally, that leaves one, the cups, all right? The cups, the Six of Cups. Six of Cups is what? It is a card of reflection. It is a card of memories of times that were better. Bring up the old memories. Bring up the things that made us feel good. Reflect on those happy times. Do what makes you happy. When you look at this image in the Six of Cups scene, it is two youths, okay? One of them is giving a gift to the other. Giving a gift to the other. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. Cups. Let me show y'all that imagery. Since I showed you the imagery in the other ones, I want to stay consistent, okay? There is that Six of Cups, okay? Look at that imagery. He is giving a golden cup with a white flower in it. White represents peace sometimes. That color white represents peace and neutrality. Neutrality is a high vibration. I'll talk about that a lot on my other channel. So he is giving something to this person in here, and these are two kids. So during this 12-12 portal, y'all, I'm getting the distractions right and left, but they bouncing off me like rain X, like water off like rain off a windshield has been treated with rain X, okay? So Six of Cups. During this portal, reflect. Is that not the same energy that we saw in that Hanged Man card, that number 12 card, the Hanged Man? A card of reflection. Reflect on happiness. Reflect on what makes you happy, okay? Do something that brings out your inner child. Some of you guys, and the 12th, not 12th, that Six of Cups is also a card of past life soulmates, okay? Past life soulmates. I know this isn't a love reading or a twin flame reading, but that Six of Cups sometimes in a love reading represents a past life soulmate or past life twin flame or whatever that. So listen, some of you all are going to be coming into alignment with a past life soulmate. High level soulmate, twin flame, you name it, okay? Some of y'all are going to become, this 12-12 portal is bringing you into alignment with a past life soulmate or something that you used to do in the past that you got away from that was good for you, something that made you feel good, something that made you feel alive, something that made you feel youthful, that for some time ago, perhaps 12 years ago, perhaps 2013, things started getting heavy for you guys and you've been through it, but here we are. Here we are now in 2025 on that 12-12 portal. Some of you are going to start reflecting on, hey, what was I doing before I got in this heavy energy? What did I used to do for fun? Okay, what did I used to do for fun? Is there anybody I used to hang out with a long time ago that was high vibrational and is high vibrational that I had a great time with? All right, cups is emotions. So that Six of Cups is getting in your emotions and reflecting on things that make you happy and that made you happy. And bringing that back around. Reflection so that you can bring it back around. What happens with that? If you look at the progression in tarot, the Five of Cups, which is a card of sadness, it's a card of loss, leads to that Six of Cups. Wait a minute. Let me reflect on happier times. Once you're done reflecting on happier times, what comes after that? Six of Cups, that's Seven of Cups. When you start exploring your options, exploring your possibilities. Okay, what are the possibilities for me to be happy again? Okay, that leads to that Eight of Cups where you're like, okay, now I'm walking away from the things that did not make me happy and walking toward the things that do make me happy. Which leads to that Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, and then that Ten of Cups, which is I got everything my heart desires. Okay? All right, so that is beautiful energy, y'all. I've read for you or explained to you the Six of Cups, the Six of Swords, the Six of Pentacles, and the Six of Wands. They are all powerful cards. 24, 12, 12. Let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. So now we're going to get to the card pull, okay? I'm going to pause here. Let me now pull, since we're doing 12, 12, let me pull the 12th card from the bottom of this Oceanic deck, Oceanic Tarot deck. You guys have seen me use this before, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the 12th card from the bottom. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. That's 4. That is 5. That is 6. 7. That is 8. That is 9. That is 10. That is 11. And here is the 12th card. The 12th card is the Nine of Swords. Okay, Nine of Swords. So let me tell you what the importance of this Nine of Swords card is today. Now, the Nine of Swords is seen as a heavy card, a heavy energy. Somebody out there might have some heavy energy going on. So the purpose of today's reading is to tell you that this 12-12 portal, that's closing the door on whatever it was that had you in this heavy Nine of Swords energy. Whatever had you in this heavy Nine of Swords energy is getting shut out. This is staying on the backside of this 12-12 portal. Okay? It's staying on the backside of this 12-12 portal. And when you come out of this portal, you can hang up that anxiety. You can hang it up. You can leave it in. It's a thing of the past. It's going away with it. Let me read the what the advice card is for that Nine of Swords, okay? From the book. I'm going to read when that comes out in the advice position. Even though I hadn't originally planned to read any advice cards, I have to do this for you all. It says, when this is in the advice position, what ties you in knots at 3 a.m. looks small in the light of day. Try to keep perspective when negative thoughts get in the way, okay? So let me read that one more time. Try to keep perspective when negative thoughts get in the way. That's exactly what I told you all. That's exactly what I told you all. This is going away. And remember, these are general readings. If they are not for you, they're not for you. Don't make it fit if it doesn't. But for anybody that's been in any anxiety, the levity of this reading today is there to help you to understand that's behind you. Repair, reflect, repair. Those are the themes of today's reading. Y'all, this is beautiful energy. I'm happy for y'all. I am so super happy for you all, okay? Now, what we're going to do, we're going to move on to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, and because it's 12-12, I just pulled the 12th card from the Oceanic Tarot deck from the bottom. Now I'm going to pull the 12th card from this Rider-Waite-Smith deck. Okay, actually, Spirit is directing me to go and pull 12 cards from the top of the same deck. So I'm going to do 12-12 with the other deck as well. So we're going to do 12 off the top of this deck. So I pulled that last card was that Nine of Swords. I am now going to do the 12th card from the top of the Oceanic Tarot deck. Give me 1 minute. I need to pause. Okay, so the bottom, pulling the 12th card from the bottom was the Nine of Swords. We told you that anxiety, any grief, any worry, any fears, anything like that you had, they're going away. Now let's go 12 from the top, okay? We're still working with this Oceanic Tarot deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, not reading reversals today. That is the Fool, new beginning. What did I tell you? 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 Okay, the new beginning. Somebody's got a new beginning coming. I told you the anxiety, that's on the other side of that portal. Full major arcana. This is what you're heading into, a brand new beginning. So I could read that in the advice position. Maybe I will, just to keep everything balanced. So I'll read that in the advice position. What happens when it comes out in the advice? But here, I'm here to tell y'all that is great energy. That's great energy, okay? Your 12-12 portal, okay? When you go a portal, something's on one side, something else is on the other. You guys are leaving behind the anxiety and you're moving into a new beginning, okay? I love the energy of this card. Look at that. He's like, this is a merman. He's like, he's got the dolphins over there with him. He's like, look, man, we going for it. We going for it. Let's go. That old stuff is behind me. Let's get something new, y'all. Let's get it. That's beautiful energy. When this comes out in the advice position, I'm not, again, I wasn't going to do advice, but I'm just going to keep everything balanced. Look before you leap. And if you like what you see, dive right in. That's simple enough. You guys are doing that anyway. Okay? So that is beautiful. That is the Oceanic Tarot deck. Now let's move on to the Waite Smith deck, okay? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull from the bottom. Actually, I'm going to go reverse. Yeah, you know what? Let's start on the bottom. Started from the bottom. Now we're here. All right, let's pull the 12 from the bottom. Waite Smith deck right here. Let's pull from the bottom, okay? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I hope y'all are feeling this energy. 10, 11, and the 12th one. Look at that. Look at that. 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. You see what I'm saying, y'all? Do you see what I'm saying? 10 of Pentacles was the 12th card. Let me make sure I got my count right, all right? Let me put that one down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, just wanted to double check. 10 of Pentacles. What else y'all need to hear? What else y'all need to hear? This is what is waiting for somebody. This is what is waiting for somebody. What did I just read in that 2 Kings 12 and 12? Or 12 and 1 through 12? Money coming in. Money coming in. Look at that happiness there. 10 of Pentacles, that's arriving, got everything you want. The family's happy. Everybody's together. Look at that. They look like they look like they're outside in a palace courtyard or something. Told you somebody might be getting some new residence. Somebody might be moving to something that is a huge major upgrade from where you were. Okay, that was off the bottom. Let's pull down from the top and see what we get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 card. The Chariot, okay? Somebody got some movement. Somebody got some movement coming. Chariot, that's Cancer energy. That's also about emotions. But look at that Emperor. Look at that Emperor riding in. Look at that Emperor riding in. He got the city behind him. Look at that. Got the kingdom behind him. Look at that Emperor. Now, y'all know this is normally Maddie T's Twin Flame guidance. Listen, that Chariot card is also a Twin Flame card as well. It's a Twin Flame card as well. I see it as a Twin Flame card. Why? Because that's Cancer energy. Cancer rules over the emotions, the heart, okay? The heart chakra, the emotions. And then you got Twin Flame. Why? Because you got Yin Yang energy there. You got the white Sphinx and the black Sphinx there. That's Yin Yang, okay? Light, night and day, masculine, feminine energy, all of that. Look at that. Look at that. That is beautiful energy, y'all. Look at that Emperor riding into the Chariot. That almost looks like that 6 of Wands scene being celebrated, okay? Somebody's got some movement. Somebody's moving towards something. Something is coming towards you, or somebody's got something. If you put these together, it's 12-12. Somebody's moving toward their wish fulfillment. Somebody's moving toward that 10 of Pentacles, or it's so funny looking at this in reverse. Somebody's moving toward that 10 of Pentacles, or that 10 of Pentacles is moving towards you. I can't make this up, y'all. I shuffled the cards 12 times. I shuffled each one of these decks 12 times, okay? Y'all, this is a powerful portal. This is a powerful energetic portal. I know now why Spirit directed me to do it this way. So let me close out with your oracle cards, okay? Doing good on time, doing really good on time. Let me now, I'm supposed to read that number 12 oracle card, which is the grandmother's. So let's read from the book on that. And Spirit's telling me to put my readers on for this. So we're at the end, so I can do this. All right. Thank you, Spirit, because I did need them. I was going to try to struggle. This print's a lot smaller than their book. The grandmother's is the number 12 card here. It's the number 12. And for those of y'all that want to see, because I know some people, sometimes I have divine masculines watching, and divine femmes will believe divine masculines are like, show me. All right. So They're from Missouri, the Show Me State, or Missouri, as they say. All right, when you look at that, what do you have there? After the rain is 1, anointed is 2, bloom 3, breathing rose 4, brothers of the rose 5, the bud 6, the child within 7, codes of the seeds 8, come to me 9, crowning 10, the fertile void 11, and the grandmothers 12. All right? The grandmothers, let's read it. Let's read it. E, F, G. All right, y'all, the grandmothers. Remember your roots. Remember, there's that 6 of Cups energy. Remember. Remember your roots. Perspective. Trust the weavings. The rose was here long before you and me, and long before humanity itself. She holds within her the rememberings of civilizations past, roots that reach back for millions of years and hold the codes of creation. They carry with them the songs of the ancient grandmothers of the earth. Can you hear their song? When this card appears in a spread, it's an invitation to reach all the way back, to go forward, to reach your roots deep, to soar high. To reach your roots deep, to soar high. The ancient grandmothers are calling for you to remember the wisdom of your ancestry, long before colonialism severed so much that's sacred, before the rise and fall of empires and entire civilizations, all the way back to the origins of humanity. They're calling you to play your part in this time of healing. Healing. 12-12 portal energy, y'all. 12-12. Watch this. Let me pause there. 12 plus 12 is 24. 12 plus 12 is 24. When you reduce that, 2 plus 4 is 6. The 6th house is ruled by Virgo. That has to deal with health. That has to deal with health. Healing. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. They're calling you to play your part in this time of healing, to heal and integrate what you've inherited in your ancestral line. It's heal. How about that? That goes back to 2 Kings 12 and 1 through 12. Healing, repairing. I told y'all, man, this is beautiful energy. I'm so happy. I'm so happy to be sharing in this with you all. Okay? Let me read that again. my freaking knee is shaking here, y'all. I'm so excited. They're calling you to play your part in this time of healing, to heal and integrate what you've inherited in your ancestral line. It's not personal. These are changing, healing times that we came here for, to reconnect and reach all the way back to the original mother, and to see our role as the ancestors of those who are yet to come. To remain grounded and rooted in your life, so that no matter how rocky things get, you always know that you are home. That's back to that 6 of Cups reflection energy. Home, childhood, past, things that make you happy, things that made you happy. And the rose transmission is this, and you can place your hand over your heart and say this. I reach my roots all the way back to go forward. I call upon the sacred strength and support of my ancestors who did not forget to be with me now. I acknowledge the difficulties and what's coming up to be healed. And I do so for all who are yet to come. Wow, that's beautiful, y'all. That's beautiful, okay? So now, we are going to take this Rose Oracle deck, which I've shuffled 12 times, and we're going to pull the 12th card off the top, y'all, and that's it, okay? I'm going to pull the 12th card off the top. I read for you one. This is the other, so we're 12-12. I read the number 12 card. Now we're going to pull the 12th card off the top. 1. Let's move it in front of the camera. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. And 12. The breathing rose. Heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Y'all, you can't make this stuff up, y'all. You cannot make this up. I shuffled this deck 12 times. I just read from the grandmothers that was talking about healing. We talked about the 6 of Cups. We talked about 2 Kings 2 Kings 12 and 1 through 12. All of these are about repair and healing, okay? All right? Your money's getting healed. All of those 6 cards, really, those 6 minor arcana, they're about healing. That what were the major arcana we pulled? The Hanged Man, which is about reflection, okay? About reflection. And then the 11 card, which is the 12th major arcana, is the Justice card. I told y'all justice and balance are being restored in your life right now. Healing is a part of restoration. I am so happy for y'all on this. Spirit, thank you for choosing me, Spirit. Thank you for choosing me, Holy Spirit, to deliver this message to the collective today. This is beautiful, y'all. The breathing rose, heart healing, emotions, connection, and time eases. Time. That's more of that Six of Cups energy. All right, so let me put this on and read from the book. The Breathing Rose. Y'all. What a day. What a day. Y'all connect with this energy. Y'all connect with this energy. It's here for you. The Breathing Rose. Heart healing, emotions, connection, time eases. Often, healing is a slow, steady process. It is complex, not linear. It takes as long as it takes. Okay? It takes as long as it takes. And most of the time, that is much longer than we had wished. Okay? But, like all things in nature, there is a mysterious intelligence to it. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer, and cut back what's no longer needed. This needs some editing, okay? I'm not sure who wrote this, but that missed editing. Let me read that again. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer needed, and protect the new shoots and buds from being pried open, we may find ourselves in a second bloom. Second bloom. Restoration. Y'all, come on. You can't make this up. This is a beautiful portal, y'all. What a time to be alive. And fruit will follow. Let me read that all again. Let me read that all together again. And if we trust it and let the vibrant petals fall to the earth, cut back what's no longer needed, and protect the new shoots and buds from being pried open, we may find ourselves in a second bloom. And fruit will follow. You cannot manufacture that. We must trust the great mystery in the process. And that's a confirmation for you. The bud somehow manages to burst through the constraints by opening to life. All of nature has this intelligence within it. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing, which is another word for growth, transformation, and change, is not to close ourselves off from the world when we most want to separate and shut down. That's for somebody. Okay? Let me read that again. The challenge when we're going through a time of healing, which is another word for growth, transformation, and change, is not to close ourselves off from the world when we most want to separate and shut down. To somehow find the courage to open through the agony, the difficulty, and the hurt. And when we feel safe enough to let life soften us, not harden us, to deepen and cradle us. This is a card of deep heart healing. It will often come to us as a symbol of emotional healing that's in the process of happening. It's 1212 portal energy, y'all. I'm telling you, it's happening. The mending is underway. Treat yourself, mending, that temple being mended from the scripture example. The mending is underway. Treat yourself and your healing with compassion, understanding, and gentleness. Okay? This is a card of deep encouragement that you are doing it. Time will ease everything soon enough. And your soul inquiry is, how can you treat yourself with gentle compassion and softness? How can you trust the timing of your healing? Wow, y'all. Wow. What a reading today. What a reading today. I hope you all got some messages from this, but we're not going anywhere because I got to announce this giveaway, okay? I got to announce this giveaway now. Thank y'all for being here. And if you stay to the end, let me explain to you. The first 12 people to respond in the comments with either an Apple emoji and a books emoji, if you have an Apple device and you want a free download of any book from our library, the first thing you'll need to do is go to www.talfordarts.com, click the collection for books, and browse through those books and see which one you are most interested in reading, okay? If you have an Apple device, an iPhone, an iPad, an iMac, MacBook Pro, whatever, and you enjoy reading digital books, the first 12 people only, okay, to respond in the comments with an Apple and a book emoji will receive a free download of whatever book that you desire from my collection, okay? So do me a favor. Put the Apple emoji in there and the books emoji, and then just type in the name of the book. And I will see that and the first 12 people. Now, if you do not have an Apple device, or if you are someone that prefers to hold a printed copy of the book, and you are in the United States, okay, and you are in the United States, sorry, I don't ship to countries outside the United States. I did that some time ago, and it was not a good experience for me or them. It took too long for them to get the book, okay? So I no longer ship outside the United States. However, if you are a person that would prefer to hold a copy of the book in your hand and you are in the U.S., then you will get a 25% discount, okay? So tell me which one it is, but I'm going to honor the first 12 people to respond in the comments, okay? So either an apple and the books emoji followed by the title of the book that you want, okay? And then I will give you instructions on how to get in touch with me to get that code and redeem it, okay? The first 12 people to respond, either or. So either you want the digital copy for your Apple device or you want a printed copy. The printed copy will not be free. The digital download will be a free copy, okay? The printed copy, I will give you, if you want it printed, I will give you a 25% discount, okay? A 25% discount, and I'll send you a discount code that you can type in at checkout to receive 25% off whichever book it is that you prefer from my library or my collection. Go to www.talfotarts.com, click the books collection, and just browse through the books that I have available. And if you're a person that prefers the printed book, then I will give you a 25% discount on that. But just send me or just respond in the comments if you want that printed book, 25% please. Put 25% please in the comments. And again, it doesn't matter if you want the digital download or the printed book. If you want the printed book, respond with 25% please in the comments, and I will contact you and get you a download code. Not download, sorry. I will contact you and get you a discount code that you can use at my store to get 25% off of whatever book you choose at checkout. But if you want the digital one, that will be completely 100% free, and I will send you a download code to download it from the Apple bookstore, okay? I'm only honoring the first 12. It doesn't matter if I'm not doing 12 ebook and 12 printed books, no. The first 12 period to respond that you want the book, just tell me how you want it, either Apple Books logo and the name of the book, because I have to have the name of the book because the code goes with the book, okay? So if you want the ebook, just respond with the Apple emoji and the books emoji, followed by the name of the book. What book? Go to my website, www.talfotarts.com, click books, and figure out which one it is that you want, okay? And then if you don't want if you don't want that book, then you'll have to pay for the printed book, but you will get a 25% discount. And just put 25% please in the comments, okay? I'm only taking the first 12 responders. Thank you all so much for watching this video today. I hope these 12-12 messages, these 12-12 portal messages get you excited, because I'm excited. I'm excited for me, and I'm excited for you. I claim this reading myself, okay? If you want, type I claim the reading in the comment. If you want to lock onto that energy and you want to type I claim the reading in the comments, do that. Do that. That'll let more people know. When you guys comment on the videos, it helps the video to propagate. It helps the algorithm to push the video out, because then people want to say, hey, what is this that everybody's commenting on? So if you want to claim this energy and you want to share this with other people, type in I claim this reading in the comments, okay? And again, the first 12 people to respond with either the Apple and the books emoji followed by the name of the title that you want, or 25% please, are going to get either a free download of whatever book they choose, or 25% off, but you got to be in the United States. U.S. only. U.S. only. I do not ship outside the U.S. That is all, y'all. That is all. Thank y'all for being here. I'm so happy for y'all, and my prayer for you is that this reading got you super excited. This reading was protected by the Archangels, Michael and Raphael. Thank y'all so much, Archangels, for being here and protecting this session. Thank you, Most High. Thank you, Divine Mother, for giving me the wisdom to properly convey these messages. Again, this was a general collective reading. So if the messages don't apply to you, they don't apply to you. But if they do apply to you, I'm happy with you. My heart is swirling in so much excitement and joy for you all. Thank y'all so much. Have a blessed day. Peace.